Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Ways and Means Committee of Allegheny County Legislature to order, please, for our January 18th meeting. And we'll begin with a roll call, please.
Mr. Stockin,
Here.
Mrs. Root, Mrs. Burdick,
Here.
Mr. Demick, Mr. Havey,
Here.
Mr. Healy,
Here.
Mr. Ricky,
Here.
and Mr. Harris. 5 present, 2 absent.
We have 2 items on the agenda. First, for the county treasurer, Ms. Ross.
Sorry about that. I have 2 items for you today. The first one is some leftover results from our tax sale that we held in the end of the year, and there were 2 parcels that were held up. The first one is the Old Coslo's Restaurant in Almond, and we have a bid that's acceptable now to move forward in the amount of $23,800 that I'm looking for approval, and a resolution to deed those properties to that gentleman. And then there is another one that was a Laura Willits property in the town of Wellsville that was held up by court proceedings. That has been decided by the judge, and we're allowed to move forward on that sale to a Mr. Dennis O'Keefe for the amount of $25,100.
So we can do both of these in one motion.
Yes.
I need a motion for this, please.
Havey will move that.
Vertical second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you for seeing those through to completion.
Yep, thank you. I do, as an update on the tax sale process for this year, normally we do that sale in the spring, and we have already spoken with the auctioneer, and we are moving forward with dates in the spring, and tentatively, we have it set to begin sometime at the end of March and conclude around the first week in April. So that's just I'll give you more details as we finalize those, but that's really tentative right now. The other MOE that I have is requesting a resolution to transfer some 2023 funding to a new cost center that we're referring to as the Central Website Administration. Currently, this is located in the Economic Development cluster of accounts, and we want to move that to one on its own so it can be placed at a later time in planning or wherever that might land. So this is a way to fix that. We just would like to transfer the $22,000 that's in the 23 budget. It's no additional monies at all. It's just putting it into a new account number.
Motion, please.
Ricky move.
Support.
Vertical
Helio.
second.
No, go ahead.
Support Healy. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that's carried.
Thank you. That's all I have for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
County Administrator Carissa Knapp with 2 items for us.
So which one would you like first? Because I think in my packet, they might be in different order, so,
We're very flexible here. You can
okay.
go as you wish.
Mine has the JRC Technologies first. I don't know what's in yours first. That's the one with the picture of the vendor on it? Okay. This is for needed updates to our IT system, and Mr. Hooker's here. He'd be much more technical in his explanation than I would be, so I can let him maybe explain why it's needed.
There are 7 projects included in this request. Anything from Office 365 upgrades to the server room upgrades, virtualizing it, switch upgrades. There's really just a lot going on here. These were also requests when we said, hey, what are your wish lists for ARPA funding? This is it. I'm here to help you spend your money.
And these, excuse me, these things will help us greatly in potential cybersecurity issues?
This plus policies, which are coming next, or soon.
Thank you.
Sure. Ms. Stockton.
You have a
So,
question?
so this is planned on being paid out of ARPA monies, correct?
That is correct.
Because it was not budgeted.
It is not budgeted, ARPA funding.
Not yet.
So there's actually a couple of things going on here, and it looks like maybe one of the MOEs was dropped when we were doing the submissions. So there should be two MOEs, but you only have the one in front of you to enter into the contract. The other one is the budget transfer from ARPA. What we'll do is we'll just put that on the next Ways and Means agenda next week. But there definitely is a MOE for the transfer out of ARPA funds to pay for these IT requests.
Could we have a motion for this, please?
Havy will move that.
Support? Is this going to die for lack of a second?
Burdick will second it.
Okay. Further discussion?
So this doesn't involve the contract itself, correct? What we're doing currently?
I think what you have currently is the purchase.
I think that's the,
So it is a contract.
that's the detail. I think
Yeah.
what you're missing is an MOE that we put together to enter into the contract and appropriate the ARPA money, but I'm not sure,
Which
it's
is-
not on this agenda.
Which is here.
We-
But I have it.
We did it, we just, I think somehow we might have lost one in the submission process.
So we're just transferring the funds right now, is that correct?
No, you're approving the purchase, we'll do the transfer.
Approving the
funds.
purchase. The contract's been reviewed by the county attorney, is that, and
Yes,
approved?
if this is too confusing, we can just table this for the next Ways and Means, and we'll make sure both of the MOEs are on there for you.
I have a question. Did any of this have to be bid?
This would be professional services.
My understanding simply that we had the contract shared with us already to approve that, and then you've added on here the funding for it, where that should come. So it's two things. Are you content up here to go with this, or do you want to?
I'd like to make a motion to table this till we understand it a little better, please.
I think that's probably the easiest thing to do, too. Thank you.
Havy will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's tabled.
So the second one that was under my name is for the bus transportation program. So this involves the purchase of a paint sprayer and a seal coater. We do use our bus transportation 5311 money on a number of things, including our park and ride parking lot. And this would be equipment that would be using towards maintenance on those things.
Healy will move that.
Havy will second.
Okay, we've had a motion and support for this. Any discussion?
Just a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
This is 100% funded by the New York State DOT, is that correct?
It comes through the 5311 program, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you.
And I think the last one is actually under Keith Hooker's name, but it's a joint one on both of our parts for some updated policies. And I can let Keith attach. Just, okay. We can table that for next week and make sure the MOE is attached as well. But there was an MOE for that.
Hasn't been brought up. So.
Okay. I'm scrolling. Okay, there it is, yep. So there are 4 policies on here. This is what we entered into an agreement with the ME Pulse consulting firm to write these policies. They're very technical. I can let Keith explain why they're needed.
So these are IT policies that are required by law. Board of Elections put forward a grant because the State Board of Elections said, you've got to have them. We're going to pay for them. Go ahead and get them done. So we We did. These are the policies that were sent. They're not on this agenda, but they were sent afterwards. So you should have them. The policies are incident response policy. That is basically what happens when, a tornado hits. What happens when a flood hits? What happens when you have a fire? What happens when, something happens, right? It doesn't have to be that drastic. It could be what happens when chairman of the board gets infected with a virus. That tells us what to do, how to handle it. Any questions about the incident response policy? I'll go one by one. Okay. The information security policy is basically how we secure our information. What do we do for technology? How do we treat it? How do we handle passwords? How do we, secure our computers? Just a general policy, basically.
Ms. Hanson?
Are these policies for all employees?
Yes.
Okay, all
Yep.
right. And I do realize, I know I've said on different webinars on the security with technology nowadays, it's very dangerous at this point.
Correct.
All
Yep.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome. The next policy is the security awareness training policy. This would be like the know before training that you guys get and do. Basically, what's the responsibilities for my end, your end, how that all gets handled. And then the last policy is the employee acknowledgement, which is basically, I've seen the policies and I adhere to them.
Any questions? Comfortable to have a motion to approve these?
Mr. Chairman, Healy will move that.
Thank you. Is there support?
Vertical second it.
Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried.
Thank you.
Clerk of the Board, Brenda?
Yes, I'm requesting approval to fill a senior account clerk typist position and any other positions that may become vacant as a result of filling from within.
Okay, you have that in your packet, been approved by all people that have to approve these things. We have a motion,
Vertical move.
moved,
Ricky, second.
moved and supported. Any questions? Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Next one?
I'm also requesting approval to fill the journal clerk position and any subsequent positions that may become vacant.
Motion,
Ricky, move. Healy will second.
moved, supported. Discussion? Questions? All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. Referrals from committees, Human Services.
Mr. Stockin?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I believe the committee was going to, it planned to make a motion to fill the journal clerk position with Tiffany Lynn.
I'll move it.
I'm sorry. This is adding a name to what we just approved. Right? We approved the position, this is adding a name to it. Okay, Mr. Ricky moved,
Healy will second it.
and, is there any questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that's carried. Sorry. Referrals from committees, Human Services.
Department of Social Services Commissioner Edna Case is requesting a resolution to accept and appropriate $49,998 of the National Children's Alliance provision of Core Direct CAC Service Award for the calendar year January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, and this is for the Child Advocacy Center, and I will make a motion for that.
Ricky, second.
Moved and supported. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried.
Ms. Case is also requesting a resolution to accept and appropriate $74,905 from the National Children's Alliance provision of Domestic Trafficking Victims Fund Award for the calendar year January 1st through December 31st in the amount of, we already said that, $74,905, and I will make a motion for that.
Helio, second.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's carried.
Ms. Case is also requesting to fill 2 social welfare examiners and any resulting backfills in the Department of Social Services. The annual salary of these positions is estimated to be between $37,009 and $44,981 with benefits. These positions are funded with 38% county funds, 10% state funds, and 50% federal funds, and are included in the 2023 budget, and I will move that.
Support?
Hay will second that.
Moved and supported. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried.
Office for the Aging Director Anita Madison is requesting permission to apply for a community mini grant from Lifespan on behalf of the Elder Abuse Prevention Committee. This funding will be used to raise awareness and support the committee in its mission to prevent elder abuse in Allegheny County. The total amount requested for the fiscal year of 2023 through 2024 is $8,000 with no obligation to the county once the grant expires, and I will move that.
Helio, second.
Moved and supported. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. You get the welfare examiner? And what's with the stuff in here about Sherwin Williams? That was the payment. Gotcha. Any other referrals from committees? If not, any old business, new business? Go to the order. Motion to adjourn.
Ricky, move.
Hay will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we are adjourned. Thank you.